On the news tonight, Ondo State government conducts free screening exercise for women to tackle deadly diseases. House of Representatives to probe usage of 62 billion naira HIV/AIDS intervention funds in Nigeria. Appeal Court affirms elections of Ogun and Kaduna governors. And from the foreign scene, Hamas releases first set of captives in Gaza. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news at 7 on Osrc television. I am Oyewumi Ayinmi-Bara. The Ondo State Ministry of Health has offered free blood pressure tests and diabetes screening to traders at the Sikon neighborhood market in Akure District Capital. Permanent Secretary Ministry of Health Foluke Aladinola, during the sensitization and free screening exercise, said Governor Akeredolu is intentional about the health of residents of the state. Joy Pius now completes the story.
To commemorate this year's World Diabetes Day, the Ondo State Ministry of Health took a sensitization and free blood pressure and diabetes screening exercise to traders at Isikon neighborhood market in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Declaring the program open, the Permanent Secretary, Ondo State Ministry of Health, Mrs. Foluke Aladinola, said as part of the redeemed agenda of the state government, it is important to diagnose, prevent and treat the deadly disease. She appealed to the market women and people in the community to embrace regular checkup.
Of course, you know our market women, ordinarily they wouldn't want to leave their shops. And of course, what's the responsibility of the Ministry of Health is to make sure that we bring even health service to all the people of Ondo State where they work, where they live. And that's exactly what we have done today. They are working here, and we don't want them to leave their shop, but then we want to bring this to their doorstep so that they could assess the screening of diabetics and even their blood pressure as well, so as to make sure that they know, they are aware of their health status. And when there is need for them to take any action, they can do that as early as possible.
Taking the traders through routine exercises, the Chairman, Diabetes Association of Nigeria, Ondo State Chapter, Dr. Adenike Enikwomeyi, highlighted the importance of people's awareness of diabetes and the advantage of determining their health status.
You find out that majority of our market women, they don't take care of themselves. They just sit down in one place, telling somebody, help me pick this one, help me pick that one, can lead to diabetes. Family history of hypertension, diabetes, can lead to diabetes. Giving birth to a big baby can lead to diabetes. That's why we are telling them, know your risk. When you know your risk, you know that, oh, could I be having diabetes? Then know your response. Where do you need to go? You know, it's the market women that you see people coming to them and tell them, if you take this one, it will cure your diabetes. If you take this one, it will cure your disease. If you take this particular medicine, it will cure everything. And they are the ones that are likely to be slim there, that they will now be looking at their friend that is big. They will say, I want to take this drug so that I will be big, and it can lead to the risk of diabetes. The response is getting access to diabetes care at the right place with the right person, so that when you have diabetes, it can be taken care of.
In their goodwill messages, the state coordinator, World Health Organization, Dele David, represented by Mrs. Modupe Dosumu, and some of the beneficiaries commended the state government's poise towards healthy living.
There's a responsibility that a person will have to seek healthcare. So much so, there is also the responsibility for the government to provide the healthcare in the way that it's accessible for all. And I want to laud the Ondo State government for what has been going on so far, and particularly this initiative to improve the access, to bring the services down to the lowest level.
What they teach us this afternoon, it was a good thing. That if you have diabetes, there is a drug you can take. You can take up. It can spoil your kidney, your liver. That we should always go to the hospital to go and test ourselves. So they will direct us, teach us what to do.
The program is in line with the theme of this year's World Diabetes Day, which is access to diabetes care.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives Committee on HIV/AIDS, Tuberculosis, Leprosy and Malaria has resolved to probe usage of 62 billion naira intervention funds in Nigeria. Chaired by Amobi Oga, the panel, while on an oversight visit to the agency, National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, expressed disappointment over the absence of national coordinators of National Malaria Control Program and National Tuberculosis and Leprosy Control Programs. It described the decision by the Chief Executive Officers to send one Dr. Emperor Ochoma to represent them as indicative of their disdain for the National Assembly. Oga, however, acknowledged success in the fight against deadly diseases by the agency under the leadership of Dr. Ali Ugambo as Director General. In commemoration of this year's International Children's Day, a non-governmental Barry Calibert Nigeria group has organized a celebration with students of Adam Community Comprehensive High School, Itaunio, in Akure, Ondo State Capital. The Sustainability Operations Manager of the organization, Mr. Mujib Oniyide, during the event stressed the need for the students to be aware of the dangers of child abuse and trafficking with the aim of mitigating the menace. Osrc style.
Barrica Buds, a leading cocoa processing company in Nigeria, took desensitization against child abuse and trafficking to Adun Community Comprehensive High School to mark this year's International Children's Day. Declaring the event open, the Sustainability Operations Manager, Mr. Mujib Oniyide, emphasized that students must be orientated on the subject of child abuse and trafficking and how to protect themselves from the menace.
In cocoa sector, or among those that are growing or using or having cocoa, there is one particular thing that most of the cocoa farmers have. Is called child labor. So child labor is something that is very bad, that is frowned against at the international level. We don't want any of our farmers that are within our supply chain to participate in this exercise. We cannot only be giving this awareness to cocoa farmers, we also need to trickle it down to the children so that the children also can see themselves as the future leaders.
The guest electioner Fumila charging the students not to consent to deceit from random helpers. She urged them to be disciplined and contented with whatever is given to them by their parents.
The Lord, they are targeted with gifts, with money, or with fake promise. I will buy something for you. I will buy you a good handset. I will buy you iPhone. I will take you abroad. Follow me somewhere. You're a big girl now. You don't need to tell anyone. You don't need to tell your mommy, parents, your
school or a company.
I believe that there are so many children under the oppression of abuse, and those have been abused, child trafficking. There's so many of them under innocent abuse, and they cannot even. But I believe with today's program, I believe some of them the students begin to speak out instead of being under the subjection of the abuse, but whatever they might be going through in this world.
Thank God for this program. And then we teachers, we have been training them and talking to them always that child abuse is what is not. So it's what can do.
Of activities at the event was a cultural display and playlist to add glamour. Adewumi Taiwo, OSRC News.
Sets of captives in Gaza. This and more after the commercial break.
We play tire. Farabalẹ̀ now.
Madam, hello,
brother, na 3,000. 10,005.
Màá fún yín ní owó pé káàdì Glo ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀rún 10,000.
Ó yá.
Bring your phone.
Ha! 10,000.
1,000 to 10,000.
Now. All of us don't know about Glo Berekete. Ní ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá nísìnyí.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́? Ìlọ́po mẹ́wàá ló máa gbà lórí iye.
Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel CTV Ondo. As part of its commitment to rejuvenate secondary education in Nigeria, Lift Above Poverty Organization (LAPO), through its rural development initiatives, has organized its maiden quiz competition for students in Ondo State. Executive Director of LAPO, Dr. Ayobami Obadiora, Nigeria's education system is open on myriads of challenges affecting the standard of education, and the organization is a contribution to make it better. Osrc Said Arabisala reports that 5 schools participated in the grand finale and winners received prizes.
The grand finale of the LAPO Rural Development Initiative Quiz Competition for secondary schools in Ondo State had 5 participants. These are finalists out of the 95 secondary schools that entered the competition at the preliminary round. Executive Director, Lift Above Poverty Organization, Dr. Ayobami Obadiora, said the initiative is to rejuvenate secondary education in Nigeria.
The objective includes promoting healthy academic competition among secondary schools, encouraging the spirit of excellence and building intellect